You're still watching TVC Breakfast. We now take you all the way to the center of unity for the FCT brief, where we have Eshomamo Imodu in our Abuja studio. He's going to be talking to us about tech. Very, very important. So Esho, it's over to you. In Akwana, to my people in Abuja, the conversation is now with you.
Yeah, in Ageja, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to FCT Brief, now your trusted platform for informed conversations on the issues shaping Nigeria's present and redefining its future. Now, today we turn our focus to a fast-evolving frontier that continues to redefine how we work, learn, and compete in the globalized world. Nigeria's ecosystem, reviewing gains of technology transfer, innovation, and incubation invites us to take stock of how ideas are being transformed into viable solutions, jobs, and opportunities across the country. Now, from tech hubs and innovation labs to startup accelerators and incubation centers, Nigeria's technology ecosystem has grown beyond experimentation into critical driver of economic resilience and youth empowerment. And some are even saying it is now Nigerians' newfound oil. But key questions remain. How far have we truly come? Are innovation policies translating into measurable impact? And what more needs to be done to strengthen incubation frameworks that can scale local solutions to global relevance? Now, to help us walk through these issues, we are joined this morning by Dr. Kazeem Raji, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Board for Technology Incubation. Now, with deep insight into Nigeria's innovation landscape and incubation strategy, he will share perspectives on the gains recorded so far, the challenges ahead, and the roadmap for sustaining a vibrant, inclusive technology ecosystem. Now, stay with us, because this promises to be an engaging and forward-looking conversation. Nice to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Eshomamo Imodu.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For the benefit of our viewers, let's understand what the National Board for Technology Incubation is all about.
Thank you so much. The National Board for Technology Incubation is an agency of federal government under the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology. This agency was established in 1993, exactly 33 years ago, to help the youth of this country, to help entrepreneurs to come up with innovative ideas. How do we use these innovative ideas for market-ready solution? When this agency was conceptualized in 1993, it started in Lagos at Agege, 1993, then to Aban, 1995, and then Kano, 1996. Today, as we speak, looking at the importance of technology incubation, we now have technology incubation centers in all the 36 states of the Federation. We have additional centers. Today, we have 58 technology incubation centers across the country that can really help Nigeria. And that is the more reason why, since my appointment by Mr. President, and I must at this point thank Mr. President for this opportunity, for appointing me as the Director General, National Board for Technology Incubation, having spent several years, almost 3 decades, in the technology world, in the ICT world, in the telecommunication world, and satellite technology.
All right.
So,
okay, that's a nice brief. Now, with over 36 incubation centers spread across the 36 states plus Abuja, how many incubation startups would you say have been able to move beyond the platform of just incubation to sustainable revenue-generating enterprises in the country that you've been able to nurture from just startups, and now they can sustain themselves? They're not just being incubated now. They're giving birth to several other things. Will you be able to place, can you help us place tabs on how many?
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, first and foremost, I think it is important for me to let you know the mandate of this particular agency first. Okay. NBTI was established to commercialize the research and development outcomes, invention and innovation around Nigeria, be it research institutions, universities, even all those prototypes from the private sectors and other agencies. So we are established to manage the comprehensive ecosystem of the technology incubation centers, innovation hubs, technology parks, and innovative entrepreneurship. So now, since we started this National Board for Technology Incubation, it's on record that today we have grown more than 10,000 entrepreneurs across the country. And today we have over 20,000 products in Nigerian market. Unfortunately, this agency was not known before Mr. President came and appointed me as the Director General CEO. You know, the NBTI stands on the triple helix model before I came, which is government, industry, and academia. But when I came, I had to introduce a quintuple helix model. That is the environment where innovation thrives, and media and civil society organization. So that is why we now call it quintuple helix model, because you need to involve the major stakeholders, the critical stakeholders within the value chain and the ecosystem, the technology ecosystem, so that at least people can benefit.
Okay, as you explained it, I was smiling because it was as if you saw into some of the issues I wanted to bring forth that, yeah, you do not necessarily need to go look for the other organization that will feed you probably with startups that should be incubated, but you focus on how to incubate them and build them up. Now, would you say that the NBTI is well integrated into the Nigeria education ecosystem? So, because you talked about the universities, the polytechnics, you talked about media. So how integrated is this network? Okay. How do they feed you and all that? So let's understand the integration.
Thank you very much. In NBTI, we have what we call Catch Them Young program. Okay. How do we catch them young? Is the students we are targeting in various tertiary institutions for us to incubate them, accelerate them, and innovate these young Nigerians. Now, let me take this. We have a process in NBTI. The process is you come to us, we'll register you, more or less like a student, because the incubation period takes 3 years. We have additional 2 years for post-incubation. Okay. We'll make sure that we nurture you from pre-incubation, incubation to post-incubation. And then along the line, we'll measure what the output of what we are doing. So we'll mentor you for that 5 years. 5 years. 5 solid years. And government is not taking anything from anybody. Government is not
for free.
For free.
Now let's break it down. You said you come to us. Now, is it somebody with a particular type of skill? Is it somebody with a particular type of an idea? So what qualifies so that it does not, people need to know, is it something that is politicized? That it is people from a particular political party that will come to you. So let's understand how you discover these startups that you need to incubate. And for the 5 years you talked about, the pre and the post, do you give them some stipends? How do you sustain them?
Okay, now, part of what we do, you see, as far as the technology incubation program is concerned, there's no politics about it. Okay. We don't politicize it. We don't want to know whether your political affiliation, or whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, or you are Yoruba, Hausa, or whatever. No. Okay. The moment you are a Nigerian, the incubation program is for everybody. Let me clear that. Secondly, during the process of incubation that we are mentoring you, we are already partnering with Bank of Industry, Bank of Agri for grants and everything, so that by the time you are finishing, you will have something for you to start your business. Okay? So we can securitize that grant for you, so that at least they will know that this one is coming from the government. Okay? So what we do along the line is to see that, look, how do we take these our young Nigerians out of the streets? The best way to have employment opportunity in Nigeria today is through entrepreneurship, through innovation. And I will go into that as we are going home. Because looking at incubation program, for instance, there is no state today in Nigeria that we don't have resources. There is nobody that doesn't dream. that will not say, I have one idea.
It might not be a superlative one.
It might not be a superlative one. It is for us, it is our responsibility to mold that idea for you into a productive venture. And when I'm talking about, because I would like to talk about the Next Gen Innovation Challenge, when I get there, you will see what we have done along that line. So when you come to us, since I came, we are already partnering with more than 175 organizations, both locally and internationally. When you come to us with idea, just come with your proposal. We'll look at it, we'll frame it up for you. We don't reject any idea.
So I don't have to be a science-based person, because when you say technology, the ordinary mindset will think, oh, I'm in the arts. I'm not a tech person, so I don't fit in.
You don't have to be a scientist or an engineer.
Okay.
This thing is not rocket science.
Okay.
Now, we have the scope of National Board for Technology Incubation is very broad and wide. We have the indigenous technology, low technology, medium technology, high technology, and the emerging technologies. On the indigenous technology, if you look at the raw materials we have in Nigeria, some of our centers today, in Minna, Lagos, Ibadan, Abeokuta, Aba, Nnewi, and Kano, we have a lot of our people who didn't go to school. Our parents that didn't go to school. Some of them are making shea butter, okay? They are making teas. They are making all those, like a zobo, you know? So, like 2 years ago, no, last year, there's one of our entrepreneurs from Minna. This woman, she didn't go to school. But our turnover last year alone was 1.2 billion naira. Wow. 1.2 billion naira.
That's one of your products.
One of our products. Okay? Another one in Kwara, 5.4 billion naira turnover. You know, this is an area where government needs to focus to provide employment opportunity for our people. Let them become employers of labor. It may interest you to know that with the presidential deliverables that we have, when I came on board, what we were given for job creation was 5,000 last year. I just smiled. I told my staff, I said, look, wherever I've worked, MTN, O2 in the UK, all of them, Night Concert, I always exceed my target. It may interest you to know that the current report that just came out now, the job we have been able to provide in NBTI is 13,453 jobs. Jobs.
And
we submitted the report to...
There are jobs that are verifiable?
Verified. We submitted the report to Madam Adiza through the Ministry of Science and Tech. Okay.
Help us understand. I know we do have the Nigerian Directorate of Employment, NDE. We have several other agencies of government. Are you complementary or competitive?
Luckily enough, the DG NDE is my brother and friend, His Excellency Silas Agara. The moment, in fact, we came, we were appointed almost the same time. Okay. The first thing we did, you know, remember I said we are partnering with 175 agencies and organizations across the country. We were first, we wrote letter to, and we formed a committee of NDE and NBTI for us to work together. You see, the era of agencies and ministry working in silo is gone forever. We need to embrace each other. We need to come together and salvage our country. Okay? When Mr. President was campaigning during the build-up to the election, he said he's going to draw water from the dry well. Drawing water from the dry well means technology. Innovation. You can only draw water from the dry well using innovation and technology. And that's why, even before my appointment and after my appointment, I went around to go and look at incubation center around the world. I went to China. There is no way you go in China, you don't see technology park. Okay? So along the line, I came back, I drew up the blueprint and our roadmap to ensure that the Renew Hope agenda promised by Mr. President is not a fluke. It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke.
All right.
It's realistic.
Realistic. Dan, Dr. Kolawole, thank you so much for that conversation. But let's quickly go on a break. And when we come back, still much to talk about when it has to, in terms of employment generation in Nigeria. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, if you're just joining us, I've been speaking with Dr. Kazeem Raji, the Director General of the National Board for Technology Incubation. And we've just been talking about how to stimulate the young population into entrepreneurship and help boost the economy of Nigeria. And while we were on break, there was this brief discussion with you that the young people, there are certain types of jobs, certain types of creative ideas they can easily lay their hands on. If you ask them, what do you want to become? What do you want to do after your graduation? Or you can further your education and all that. Some will say, I want to go into hairdressing. I want to go into nail fixing. I want to go into poultry business and all that. Do they fall into some of these ideas, this dream? Say, dare to dream. And you'll be there to help them.
Thank you very much. You see, when I started, I said we have a very broad scope from indigenous technology to emerging technologies. The emerging technologies aspect of it was not being carried out by the agency before I came. Okay. So I sat down with my team based on the blueprint that I have, because I developed a blueprint and a roadmap for the entire agency. And I look at it that, look, how do we engage the youth, the restive youth in this country? One thing that God has endowed our country with is we have brilliant people. And if you look at the population of Nigerians today, youth takes 70% of Nigerian population. So I look at that demography and I look at it and say, look, what do we do? So I came up with initiative on Next Gen Innovation Challenge.
Okay.
Next Gen Innovation Challenge is an idea I came up with that, look, I want to take all our youth out of unemployment market in all the 774 local government and 36 states of the Federation. So I presented the blueprint to my minister, our former minister in Innovation, Science and Tech, Chief Naji. So, and he graciously approved it. So we started the program on May 28th, the program was unveiled to the entire Nigeria. And we gave them 3 weeks within which to submit their entries. So they submitted the entries. Within that 3 weeks, they submitted over 3,000 entries. Some of them was like, because this government, you think we have. I said, the first thing you need to do is to build trust in your government. Trust this government. We are very accountable. We are very transparent in what we are doing. And they believe us. So by 9th July, we invited them to come and showcase, to come and pitch their innovation to Nigerian audience.
Okay.
Now, before then, we had done the shortlisting. The shortlisting we did has no human interference.
You give quota?
No quota. What we did was that we used NASA Technology Readiness Level Assessment Framework so that I don't need to know you. I don't need to know where you are from. So is that technology that analyzed the over 3,000 entries and came up with 105 innovation that you can take to market at any time that you can get funding for it. Now, so when they came on 9th July, all the diplomatic mission, development partners, agencies and ministries, governors of the state we are partnering with, they send their representatives. You know, when they pitched this innovation, I was close to tears. We have all this in this country. Some people are saying they can't have job. Like, this job these people will be creating, you can imagine what will be the multiplier effect of if I get funding for all this 105, okay, in our economy. Now, after that, the initial plan was that I want to take one of them to London for global showcase because I already discussed with international investors.
Is it those that are pitching you want to take along or those you're already incubating?
No, those that were pitching.
Okay.
Those were pitching. So I told them, I said, I want to take you guys to London because I was already discussing with some investors, venture capitalists and angel investors so that they can see what we have in Nigeria. Nigeria can become the global innovation capital in Africa. So at the end of the day, I told them, this 3711 per state. But looking at the quality of entries this Nigerian youth submitted, I talked to myself. I said, I would take the entire 105. They didn't know. I just announced to the audience at Nikon Luxury Hotel where we did the national showcase that I'm going to take all of you to London, this 105. And make sure before we take you to London, we'll expose you to all these investors. You'll be interacting with them. Some of the innovations that our people came up with, because I charged them that go to your state, look at the entire country as an entity, look at the problem we are facing in this country, come up with solutions that can address these problems. Lo and behold, if I must tell you some of the innovations these people came up with, someone came up with a wearable bra for early detection of cancer. I asked the young man, I said, how did you think about this? He said, breast cancer killed 3 of his family members, extended family members. So, and I look at it, he was a 400 level medical student in Unica. And he came up with this idea. I said, okay, fine. Another one came up with a ventilator. This ventilator is having a capability of taking care of 6 patients simultaneously. Wow. If you know what happened during the COVID era, many people died as a result of lack of ventilators. Yeah. And he said, okay, let me take that. Yeah. Now, some of our innovators from the north, they came up with drones. They look at the security challenges in the north. Now, farmers, even you don't need to go to the farm, you can use drone to address some of these issues.
Now, you've come up with about 3 different, you've mentioned 3 different technologies now.
Where
are they?
Now, so thank you. Because I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
Where I'm going now is that on October 9, 2025, okay, I took this 105 to London. And I must at this point thank Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well as the British High Commission, most especially the consular section of the British High Commission. Because from the beginning, we carry everybody along, all the critical stakeholders in what we are doing. And they supported us very well. So we got that support. And you see, I didn't know all these innovators before. So they said, can I sign a kind of undertaking that nobody will japa? So, and I did. I took that risk. I signed that guarantor form that I'm going to take them to London and bring all of them back. And to the glory of God, I went to London, I brought all of them back. Because I've told them the era of Japa is gone. You don't need to Japa. God has endowed us with talent. God has endowed us with resources in this country. It is us for us to now put up our thinking cap and look at it that we have a way. Sorry. Now, when they now pitch, because the technology readiness level assessment framework, when it analyzed this thing, some came up with level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. The level 8 is ready to market. And it's only one person, which is Alamin Mohammed Idris from Kaduna State. He came up with a solution on solar financing system. And he got a prize award, investment award of £1.5 million, which is over 3 billion naira. Wow. That's bringing into this economy. So those other ones, the one from 0 to 104, they are getting between 50,000 to 250,000 pounds to scale up their innovation along the value chain so that business will commence on that. Okay. And the University of Teesside offers 3 weeks free training for all these innovators so that they can help them to scale their innovation. So these investors, what they are interested in, some of them came from Dortmund in Germany, some came from Singapore, some came from Malaysia, some from UK, some from Canada, okay? And they were interacting with them even before the international showcase in London. And they have been talking together till today. And part of what we did was that since we came back, we have written to Mr. President. Now that Mr. President is back in the country, I believe that the 105 innovators that we submitted to the presidency, signed by the current minister, Dr. Kingsley Tochukwu Ude, that we want to bring these 105 innovators to Mr. President for proper handshake. And it will be a kind of opportunity for others, for them to showcase their talent.
Those you've mentioned and the 105, at what point will you let them out into the market and will they remain competitive in the global market, or is this just a Nigerian thing?
No, they will be very competitive in the market because the people that are putting in their money is you are grown businesses. Okay, it's not just like, okay, after giving you money, we just leave you to it. That is why we have incubation centers across the country. So we are continuing the mentorship of all these 105 because we don't want any one of them to drain. We want to use that one as an example so that the next edition, which we are starting this year, we are opening the portal by February this year.
Okay.
That is next month.
Okay.
For the entire innovators that we are coming up this time around. In fact, when I took Alamin from Kaduna to the governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Ubasani, he said, my brother, you got over 3,000 entries last time. Be ready for over 350,000 entries this time
around. Just because of time, that's quickly lead me to something else. What level of collaboration or cooperation do you have from the various state governments? This is a federal government idea. Do you have favorable cooperation from the states?
Yes. For the 2025 Next Gen Innovation Challenge, I must thank the governors because I made presentation to the governors forum when we started because, remember I said we did the stakeholder engagement. So I made a presentation to them, but only about 8 of them supported us, starting from Governor of Kaduna State, Governor of Jigawa State, Kogi State Governor, Bauchi State Governor, Bayelsa State Governor, Plateau State Governor, that all supported us to take these children to the UK. We didn't spend government money on it. We just look for money all around to make sure that we take...
You didn't spend government money?
We didn't spend government money.
Private sector?
We didn't spend government money.
Now, what would you like to say to the remaining governors, states that have not fully into this?
Yeah, we are only appealing to them for the 2026 edition of this Next Gen because a lot of opportunities are banned for the 2026. We want all our 36 governors, including the FCT minister, to support the innovators that will come from their state this time around. Because the kind of take-home from the 2025 Next Gen Innovation Challenge, we have taken Nigeria to the innovation global stage. Now, Commonwealth attended our program in London on 9th October. And Commonwealth has now adopted Nigeria NBTI model of innovation. They have signed agreement with us, and this NBTI model of innovation will be replicated in all the 56 Commonwealth nations. And we are kickstarting that in November, between November 1st and the 5th this year in Antigua and Barbuda. So we've signed that agreement. So Nigeria is taking the lead in Commonwealth when it comes to innovation, courtesy of NBTI Next Gen Innovation Challenge. They've seen the practicality of what Nigerians can do. And I've been telling people now, let us take advantage of Mr. President's Nigeria First Policy agenda so that Nigeria can key into that Nigeria First Policy so that whatever you are manufacturing, whatever you are coming up with, we already have ready-made market for it.
Time will not permit us to go beyond this, but it's been an exciting conversation with you, Dr. Kazeem, on this FCT brief. Now we'll look forward to another opportunity so that you come to tell us more about probably the 500 that you're going to wow the world with. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm very grateful.
All right. That is all that time will permit us to take on this edition of FCT Brief. I hand you back to Lagos, where my colleague is there to take off.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashomamo. I really enjoyed that conversation about tech. Thank you.